The 5 worst types of seafood you should never touch, and 5 you must eat daily if you're over 60. Seafood has long been considered a golden food group for health. Most older adults believe that as long as they're eating fish, squid, shrimp, they're taking care of their heart, joints, and memory the right way. But what's the real story? In today's list, some types of seafood that seem harmless, even very familiar, are actually the silent culprits behind skyrocketing cholesterol, inflamed joints, bloating, and a gradually weakening immune system. Why hasn't anyone warned you? Because this is a truth no one wants to speak out loud. The seafood industry is a multi-billion-dollar market, and the 5 worst types of seafood for people over 60 are the very ones dominating restaurant menus, supermarket shelves, and everyday meals. They're not just common, they're promoted as high protein, low fat, good for older adults. Even worse, there are a few types of seafood that truly help repair cartilage, boost collagen production, improve digestion, and strengthen immunity. But they're quietly pushed aside simply because they're not as profitable. So in this video, you'll learn 5 of the worst seafoods that you should cut from your meals starting today, from those that pretend to be harmless to the ones quietly damaging your joints, liver, kidneys, and gut. And 5 lesser-known seafoods that can bring noticeable improvements to your energy, skin, memory, and overall health after just a few weeks of regular use. This isn't a list based on hearsay or guesswork. Every type of seafood in this video has been analyzed against real scientific studies, with clear data from journals in nutrition, geriatrics, and metabolic medicine. And now, if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, or have parents in that age range, listen closely, because sometimes just changing a few familiar seafoods can help reduce joint pain, improve sleep, aid digestion, and help you bounce back faster after illness. Ready? Let's start with the very first seafood you should stay far away from. The 5th worst seafood is shrimp. Shrimp tops the menu for many older adults. It's small, easy to cook, low in fat. Everyone thinks shrimp is a clean protein, good for the heart and weight management. But after the age of 60, what shrimp leaves behind in the body is no longer as light as it looks. Just 1 3-ounce serving, about 85 g of cooked shrimp, contains nearly 180 milligrams of cholesterol, more than 60% of the recommended daily intake. When you're young, the liver can easily filter that amount of cholesterol. But in older adults, the liver slows down, blood vessels stiffen, and fat metabolism drops significantly. A large study published in the journal Circulation showed that people over 60 who consumed more than 300 milligrams of cholesterol per day had a 35% higher risk of stroke and a 24% higher risk of cardiovascular disease compared to those who consumed less than 150 milligrams. And shrimp is one of the silent culprits, pushing you past that threshold after just 1 or 2 meals. Beyond cholesterol, shrimp contains tropomyosin, a muscle protein that's hard to break down and can trigger immune responses in people with weakened digestive systems. Many people who ate shrimp their whole lives suddenly become allergic after 60. The reactions might not be dramatic, like rashes or difficulty breathing, but rather come from deep inside: bloating, constipation, mild intestinal inflammation, or chronic digestive disorders. That's not all. Shrimp shells, even when thoroughly peeled, often leave behind microscopic bits of chitin. This is a type of indigestible fiber. In people with strong digestion, chitin might aid bowel movements, but in older adults, it's more likely to cause gas buildup, mild intestinal wall inflammation, or interfere with nutrient absorption. Finally, here's an important point few people pay attention to. Most of the shrimp sold in supermarkets today are farm-raised, frozen, and imported, mostly from Asia. To retain their color and fake freshness, many batches are treated with sodium bisulfite, a preservative that can trigger headaches, dizziness, or high blood pressure in sensitive individuals. Several samples of shrimp have also been found to contain banned antibiotics like oxytetracycline and enrofloxacin, substances not approved for use in aquaculture in many countries. You might be wondering, if they contain banned substances, how are they legally sold? The answer lies in inspection loopholes. Frozen imported shrimp are typically tested on a sampling basis, not 100% inspected. Some batches pass, but others slip through, still making it to supermarket shelves. In fact, a study published in Food Control in 2022 showed that 42% of randomly tested imported shrimp samples contained antibiotic residues above permissible limits. So, where can you buy safe shrimp? Unfortunately, there's no way to guarantee safety unless you know the farm source, the control process, and can trace the shipment. Labels like organic or wild-caught may sound better in theory, but they're not fully trustworthy without clear certification and independent testing. And in all cases, shrimp remains a high cholesterol, hard-to-digest seafood, not ideal for seniors, no matter the type. So the right question isn't where to buy. It's whether you should eat shrimp at all after age 60, when your body can no longer handle the subtle risks this seafood brings. The fourth worst seafood is squid. Squid is often seen as a simple, low-fat, high-protein seafood. It appears in fried dishes, stir-fries, salads, and even diet menus. But behind its white, springy appearance lies a series of serious risks, especially for those over 60. The first concern is its very high cholesterol content. Just 85 g of cooked squid contains about 198 milligrams of cholesterol, over 65% of the recommended daily intake. If you're monitoring your blood fats or have a history of high blood pressure, this alone is enough reason to cross squid off your plate. In younger people, the liver and blood vessels can still manage. But after age 60, liver function declines and arteries begin to harden, meaning dietary cholesterol has a direct impact on your risk of stroke and heart disease. Worse yet, squid is rich in purines, compounds that break down into uric acid, which can crystallize in the joints and cause pain, redness, and swelling. Classic signs of gout. Gout is one of the most common joint issues in older adults, and squid is a silent trigger for painful flare-ups. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who ate purine-rich seafood more than twice a week had a 54% higher risk of developing chronic arthritis after just 2 years. The problem is, squid looks safe. No fat, no sauce, no deep frying. Many people assume replacing meat with squid is a healthier choice, but in reality, it's a dangerous trade-off. Low in fat, but high in cholesterol, rich in protein, but also uric acid forming, and seemingly harmless, while quietly inflaming your joints, arteries, liver, and kidneys. If you've ever woken up with stiff joints, mild swelling, or unexplained pain, squid could be part of the reason. Don't let its clean look fool you any longer. The third worst seafood is scallops. Scallops are often seen as the noble dish of the seafood world. Tender, small, lightly aromatic, usually just seared and served on elegant plates. Many older adults choose scallops thinking they're a pure, low-fat, easy-to-digest protein. But what most don't realize is that scallops accumulate one of the most dangerous heavy metals, cadmium. Cadmium doesn't come from polluted water or poor processing. It naturally exists in scallop tissue because they're bottom-filtering shellfish. According to a 2022 study in Toxicology Reports, Just a small portion of scallops can contain up to 1.8 micrograms of cadmium per gram of meat. To put that in perspective, the World Health Organization, WHO, recommends a weekly maximum of 7 micrograms of cadmium per kilogram of body weight. For someone weighing 70 kilos, just a few scallops a week is enough to reach the limit. And cadmium doesn't leave the body. Once absorbed, it accumulates in the kidneys, damaging the glomeruli, filtration units, causing protein leakage into urine, raising blood pressure, and significantly lowering energy. Younger people may slowly excrete it. Older adults cannot. As kidney function declines with age, cadmium builds up even more easily and becomes more harmful. On top of that, scallops, contrary to popular belief, contain virtually no omega-3. Only about 30 mg of EPA and DHA per 100 gm, far too low to provide any heart or brain benefits. By comparison, the same amount of oysters contains over 500 mg of omega-3, a massive difference. So while scallops may seem elegant, easy to cook, and easy to eat, they're not a seafood you should trust. With high cadmium, low omega-3, and a lack of essential nutrients, they're a pretty on the outside, empty on the inside kind of food. And the most dangerous part is, you won't feel the consequences until it's too late. The second worst seafood is imitation crab. It looks like crab. It has the shape, color, and signature aroma of crab. But imitation crab, surimi, is not crab at all, and it's certainly not healthy, especially once you've passed age 60. In reality, surimi is a mashed-up mixture made from scrap fish, usually pollock, blended with refined starch, sugar, salt, vegetable oil, artificial coloring, and flavoring. This mix is then molded into the familiar shape of crab sticks you see in salads, sushi, or mixed dishes. Sound like food? Not quite. It's an industrial seafood replica, not real seafood. The first issue is its glycemic index. Imitation crab ranks very high, comparable to white bread. A 2020 study in clinical nutrition found that surimi causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, especially dangerous for those with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or type 2 diabetes. The same study reported that older adults who consumed surimi products 3 times a week had insulin levels too, 6 times higher than those who didn't. This leads to post-meal fatigue, abdominal fat gain, and metabolic imbalance. And it doesn't stop there. A single 100-gram serving of imitation crab can contain over 700 mg of sodium, not counting dipping sauces or dressings. That amount of salt is enough to significantly raise blood pressure, especially in people with stiff arteries or declining kidney function, both common after age 60. Worse still, surimi often contains MSG, monosodium glutamate, flavor enhancers, and preservatives that can trigger headaches, water retention, or dizziness in sensitive individuals. In short, even though it seems convenient, affordable, and tasty, imitation crab is a complete deception for older adults. It offers no real nutritional value. It spikes blood sugar and sodium levels. It disrupts energy metabolism and causes chronic low-grade inflammation. If you think you're eating a smart seafood option, let us remind you, this isn't seafood. It's a seafood replica, and your body isn't fooled. The #1 worst seafood is farm-raised catfish. Among easy-to-eat whitefish, farm-raised catfish, especially basa or pangasius, is often seen as a budget-friendly solution. Cheap, boneless, mild in flavor, easy to cook. All of that makes it a regular dish for many older adults. But what few people realize is the health cost of this convenience is far from small. Catfish are commonly raised in densely packed industrial ponds, where they're fed a mix of fish meal, cheap oils, and growth stimulants. These environments are often polluted, waste-rich, and poorly regulated for disease control. To prevent mass die-offs, many farms use antibiotics and banned chemicals just to keep the fish alive until harvest. An inspection report by the FDA and independent organizations has found that many imported Basa fish samples contain residues of formalin, trifluralin, and malachite green, substances banned in aquaculture due to links to cancer, hormonal disruption, and liver and kidney damage. The risk is even greater for people over 60, when the liver, kidneys, and immune system are no longer functioning at full strength. These residues can build up, causing chronic inflammation, irregular liver enzymes, unexplained fatigue, and even interfering with how the body processes medications. In addition, farm-raised catfish have a higher ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, meaning they promote inflammation more than they prevent it, completely unsuitable for those with joint issues, cardiovascular disease, or mild cognitive decline. The most dangerous part? This is a fish that seems healthy, but carries no meaningful nutritional certifications, only a load of chemicals the aging body simply cannot handle. In short, farm-raised catfish is not a nourishing food. It's something that slowly chips away at your health, showing no clear signs until the damage is done. Make the smarter investment. A better quality fish costs far less than a long prescription later on. After age 60, the body no longer has the same ability to tolerate as it once did. Every type of seafood you eat will either support healing or accelerate degeneration. There is no safe middle ground. The good news is, there are 5 types of seafood that are both safe and rich in restorative nutrients. They support joint cartilage, smooth the skin, enhance memory, and strengthen immunity, naturally, effectively, and sustainably. What's surprising is, many of these aren't well known, yet they deliver extraordinary healing power, already confirmed by science. The 5th best seafood is sea cucumber. Sea cucumber may look strange, but it's a powerhouse of nutrition for older adults looking to improve joint health, skin quality, and reduce pain. This marine creature is rich in collagen-like compounds and anti-inflammatory nutrients, especially valuable after age 60. Researchers from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that daily supplementation with sea cucumber extract reduced joint pain by up to 35% and improved mobility in just 12 weeks. The secret lies in natural compounds called triterpene glycosides, which help combat chronic inflammation and protect cartilage. These compounds work like a gentle anti-inflammatory medication, but without the stomach risks associated with many painkillers. Sea cucumber is also packed with chondroitin sulfate, a well-known joint supplement ingredient, but in this case, it's found in its natural, highly absorbable form. When prepared correctly, sea cucumber is often soaked to soften, then slow-cooked in broth or herbs. If cooked properly, it retains a slightly chewy, gelatin-like texture, an indicator of its high collagen content. If you want to enhance joint comfort, firm up your skin, and support cartilage health, consider adding sea cucumber to your soup once or twice a week. While it's not as easy to find as salmon, the benefits are well worth the effort. The 4th best seafood is whole sardines with bones. If there's one small, affordable, and easy-to-find fish that delivers greater nutritional benefits than many expensive seafood options, it's whole sardines. What makes sardines special is that you eat the entire fish, from flesh to bones. And those soft bones are an incredibly valuable natural source of calcium for people over 60. An age when bone density starts to decline, teeth weaken, and fracture risk increases. That's not all. Sardines are also packed with omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA, 2 essential fatty acids that reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and enhance brain function. A 100-gram serving of sardines provides up to 1.5 grams of omega-3, nearly equal to a high-dose fish oil capsule, but in a natural, highly absorbable form. In addition, sardines are rich in vitamin D, a critical nutrient for calcium absorption, immune regulation, and osteoporosis prevention. One serving can provide 40 to 50% of your daily vitamin D needs, something very few natural foods can offer. From a safety standpoint, sardines are also a smart choice. Because they have short lifespans and sit low on the ocean food chain, they carry almost no mercury or heavy metal buildup, unlike larger fish such as tuna or swordfish. In short, whole sardines may be small, but they provide natural calcium for bone health, protect the heart and brain, fight inflammation and support joints, deliver natural vitamin D, and are completely safe for older adults. You can enjoy canned sardines in olive oil or steam them lightly and pair with vegetables. Just 2 to 3 servings per week can make a noticeable difference in your health as you age. The third best seafood is green-lipped mussels. Native to New Zealand, green-lipped mussels are one of the most underrated seafoods for seniors. They contain a rare blend of omega-3 fatty acids, especially ETA, which is even more powerful than the EPA and DHA found in regular fish oil. These fatty acids can inhibit an enzyme called 5-lipoxygenase, a major factor in joint inflammation. That makes green-lipped mussels extremely effective in relieving pain, stiffness, and swelling, particularly in aging knees and hips. In a 2020 study published in Nutrients, older adults who consumed green-lipped mussel extract daily for 12 weeks experienced a 42% reduction in joint pain and a 35% improvement in mobility. Beyond joint health, these mussels are rich in zinc, selenium, iron, and iodine, essential minerals that become harder to absorb with age, especially in those with thyroid issues or low energy. The best way to prepare them is to steam with garlic, parsley, and a bit of lemon. Avoid frying or overcooking, as that can destroy the anti-inflammatory compounds. Their flavor is mildly sweet and earthy, and their nutritional benefits far surpass most dietary supplements. If you want a seafood that's both delicious and improves mobility, this mussel deserves a regular place on your plate. The second best seafood is oysters. Oysters are one of the most powerful healing foods for adults over 60, especially if you're dealing with fatigue, thinning hair, brittle nails, or slow recovery. More than just a fancy dish, oysters are like natural multivitamins in a shell. What stands out is their extremely high bioavailable zinc content. Just 2 medium oysters provide 100% of your daily zinc needs, and that's more important than you might think. Zinc is essential for immune function, wound healing, testosterone support, and even mental clarity. As we age, zinc absorption declines, and deficiency becomes common, even dangerous. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that 40% of adults over 60 are zinc deficient without knowing it, leading to higher infection risk, slower skin healing, and loss of taste or smell. But that's not all. Oysters are also rich in vitamin B12, which protects the nervous system and supports energy metabolism, 2 functions that decline significantly with age. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging showed that older adults with B12 deficiency had a 73% higher risk of cognitive decline. Just 85 grams of oysters provides more B12 than a steak. They're also high in selenium, a mineral that acts like a bodyguard for your thyroid and immune system. What sets oysters apart from other seafood is their high copper content. Most older adults don't pay attention to copper, but it's crucial for collagen production, red blood cell formation, and keeping bones strong. A European study tracking bone density in older adults found that those with higher dietary copper had an 18% lower risk of fractures over 5 years. The number one best seafood isn't fish, shrimp, or shellfish. It's Irish sea moss. This marine plant is a nutritional powerhouse that modern science is finally paying attention to. And for adults over 60, it may be one of the most complete natural solutions to restore strength, flexibility, and vitality. Sea moss contains over 90 trace minerals, nearly every mineral your body needs, from magnesium and potassium to sulfur, selenium, and iron, all in natural, highly absorbable forms suited for aging bodies. What makes sea moss stand out is that it's one of the richest plant-based sources of collagen precursors. While it doesn't contain collagen itself, it's loaded with the nutrients your body needs to make its own, like vitamin C, sulfur, and the amino acid proline. Collagen supports your joints, skin, and even gut lining. After age 60, collagen production drops significantly, leading to stiff knees, sagging skin, slow wound healing, and digestive issues. A 2022 study published in Marine Drugs found that seniors who used sea moss daily saw a 37% improvement in joint flexibility and a 29% reduction in skin dryness after just 8 weeks, with no synthetic supplements needed. For gut health, sea moss is rich in mucilage, a soluble fiber that forms a gel in the intestines, soothing inflammation, healing the gut lining, and feeding beneficial bacteria. This leads to better nutrient absorption, stronger immunity, smoother digestion, and sharper mental clarity. If you're struggling with constipation, bloating, acid reflux, or low appetite, sea moss offers a gentle, natural way to rebalance your system. A 2021 clinical trial showed that regular use of sea moss reduced digestive symptoms by more than 50% in older adults after just 1 month. Unlike single-ingredient supplements, sea moss supports multiple body systems at once. The thyroid, thanks to its iodine. The heart, by balancing sodium and potassium. The skin and joints, by promoting collagen. The lungs, with its natural antiviral and anti-inflammatory compounds, many people report easier breathing within just 2 weeks. How to use: always rinse raw sea moss thoroughly and soak it in water for 12-24 hours. Once rehydrated, blend it into a gel. Use 1 to 2 tablespoons daily. Add to smoothies, teas, or soups. Never boil it. Add it while warm to preserve the minerals and active compounds. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons a day can bring noticeable improvements in energy, flexibility, and skin health. And the best part, it's plant-based, safe, easy to digest, and perfect for the sensitive digestive systems of older adults. Now you can see clearly. The seafoods you thought were harmless may be quietly damaging your joints, heart, liver, and digestion, bite by bite, day by day. After age 60, the body doesn't self-repair like it used to. Every bite you take either supports healing or accelerates decline. And shrimp, squid, scallops, imitation crab, and farm-raised catfish, though easy to find and eat, are the hidden culprits behind inflammation, rising blood fats, stiff joints, and unstable blood pressure you may not even notice. But you're not helpless. The body still has the ability to rebuild if you give it the right materials. And that's exactly what sardines, oysters, green-lipped mussels, sea cucumbers, and Irish sea moss provide. They're not miracles. They're real food, backed by science, and when eaten consistently, they give your body what age slowly takes away. Collagen to restore joints and skin, omega-3s to reduce inflammation and protect the heart, minerals to strengthen bones, boost immunity, and fuel your energy. If you once thought seafood was simply high in protein, low in fat, Now you know better. And the final decision lies in every choice you put on your plate.